In case you're one of the 7 people who didn't see Hardball yesterday, the name Kevin James may not mean much to you. Kevin James is a talk show host, a bombastic, counterfeit conservative out of L.A. somewhere, who was on Hardball with Chris Matthews and Mark Green from Air America Radio. And Kevin James was on, not the fellow from King of Queens, poor guy. Kevin James, the actor, now is going to be Googled all day long as dumbass Kevin James or wingnut, when in fact it's not that Kevin James, but this other one. So anyway, he was on talking about this appeasement thing. And appeasement, as you know, was suggested by Bush in the Knesset, that those individuals who talk about, dealing or talking to Iran are in essence appeasing them, a la Chamberlain, 1939, the Sudetenland, all that jazz. So Kevin James was told, hey, Kevin, that's his name. Seymour would have made no sense. Hey, Kevin, you want to come on the Hardball show with Mark Green? Now, normally what happens is the producer will call you, tell you what's going to happen. They'll email you a list of the stories. You can read it. And if Kevin James were smart, if pigs could fly, but if Kevin were smart, he would have said, wow, let me brush up on this, appeasement story. And let me go to Wikipedia, because everybody goes to Wikipedia for everything. But no, he didn't do that.
Let me ask you, what did Chamberlain do wrong, Neville Chamberlain do wrong in 1939? What did he do wrong?
It all goes back to appeasement.
No, what did he do? Tell me what he did.
It's the key term.
You have to answer this question.
He goes,
what did he do?
It's the same thing. It puts it all,
well, tell me what he did.
About appeasement.
What did Chamberlain do wrong?
His actions enabled, energized, legitimized. It's the exact same.
I'm not going to continue with this interview unless you answer what that thing is. What did Chamberlain do in 39? Tell me.
Chris, it's the exact same thing. All right?
What did he do? What did he do?
What, 38, 39, Chris? What year do you want? It doesn't. It's the exact same thing that happened, Chris.
What did Chamberlain do?
He's talking about appeasement.
What did Chamberlain do? Just tell me what he did, Kevin. What did Chamberlain do you didn't like? What did he do?
What Chamberlain did what the president was talking about? You just said the president was talking about. You just said the president was talking about Barack. Look,
I want you to tell me, mister, you're making a reference to the days before our involvement in World War II, when the war in Europe began. I want you to tell me now, as an expert, what did Chamberlain do wrong?
Look, you're not going to box me in here, Chris. President Bush was making that. I'm glad the president.
Do you? I'm glad the president. What Neville Chamberlain did.
With Neville Chamberlain, yeah, he was an appeaser, Chris. He was an appeaser, and it energized and it legitimized.
Kevin James, what did Neville Chamberlain do?
Chris, may I try to answer?
He doesn't know.
Chris,
you are BSing me. You are talking about a very critical point in American history and European history, and you can't tell me what Neville Chamberlain did in Munich. What did he do in 39, 38?
Chris, I wasn't the one that raised the Hitler comment. My point is, what President Bush has done, as he has taken this shot across the bow.
You don't know what you're talking about, Kevin.
No. What do you mean I don't know what I'm talking about?
Tell me what Chamberlain did wrong.
Neville Chamberlain was an appeaser, Chris.
What did he do?
Neville Chamberlain was an appeaser, all right?
What did he do?
Neville Chamberlain, his policies, the things that Neville Chamberlain supported, all right? Energized, legitimized, and made it easier for Hitler to advance in the ways that he advanced.
What? I'm sitting here for 5 minutes asking you to say what the president was referring to in 1938 at Munich.
I don't know.
You don't know. Thank you.
The other great line was from Mark Green, president of Air America, who said,
Kevin, when you're in a hole, stop digging.
It was one of the most incredibly fascinating stories because it reminded me, in essence, of watching an Ali G interview. To see this poor fellow, Kevin James, eviscerated, emasculated, absolutely disemboweled on national television. And I'll bet you anything, knowing these people as I think I do, I bet you he was on the phone immediately thereafter saying, hey, Ma, did you see me? I was on Hardball. I'm a damn fool. I'm ridiculed and mocked by the entire world and will be forever as long as there are computers and Wikipedia, the very source I didn't refer to before going on Chris Matthews. Oh, that does it for now. Oh, sorry about that. This is Lionel with you, thanking you for you know.